Greetings. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. Happy Pride. As I jokingly have been saying, happy Pruneteenth. It is a cause of celebration, and it's kind of interesting. I just wanted to give a little history about Juneteenth and my personal involvement and knowledge about Juneteenth. As many of you know, that has been reported, Juneteenth started actually on June 19th, 1865, 155 years ago. And one story was that that was the day in the state of Texas that folks were let know that that slavery was over, that they were free. Now, so June 19th was the date. So it's been 155 years. Now, the reality is that slavery officially ended on January 1st, 1863, when the Emancipation Proclamation went into effect. And the story goes that the folks in Texas in particular didn't know until this declaration from the general, and they were celebrating it as Juneteenth. Now, the other corollary to that is that in some other states, they didn't know until after that date, supposedly until the 13th Amendment was enacted, which was in December of 1865. Now, when I was growing up, I knew nothing about Juneteenth, and I probably didn't know about Juneteenth until maybe 20 years ago. And I think I didn't start writing about Juneteenth until 10 years ago. So it's unclear how common it is, although many people say that in Texas, it has been celebrated for a long time. But obviously it is a celebration. It is a celebration of freedom and of the end of slavery. One other story that I had heard that I haven't read about recently is the reason it was called Juneteenth is, again, this notion that the word that slavery was over, took a long time, more than 2 years, 2.5 years. And people weren't sure when the public knew about it, but it was sometime in the teens of June. So June 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, etc. That was another story that I had heard about Juneteenth. But I'm just very happy and honored that my city, the city of Alameda, is honoring Juneteenth, and not a Johnny-come-lately, but has been honoring it for a number of years and will continue to honor it. And we will continue to celebrate, and all of us will celebrate. And it really is about freedom and knowing that you're free. And I wanted to end with something that I read today in Ayanna Van Zant's 25th anniversary edition in Acts of Faith. It's daily meditations for people of color, and it's June 19th. And it starts with one of my favorite people, a quote, Sammy Davis Jr., and the quote is, "The main point in the game of life is to have fun. We are afraid to have fun because somehow that makes life too easy." And then Ayanna writes, "We live in a world that thrives on fear. Fear of living, fear of dying, fear of having too much, fear of not having enough. When people find our weaknesses, we become fearful of them. If we demonstrate our strength, people become fearful of us. Fear is an accepted way of life. We are fearful our past will be repeated. We are fearful that we have no chance in the future. We are fearful of one another. We are fearful of those who are fearful of us. When we allow fear to control our daily lives, we run the risk of remaining where we don't want to be, in fear. We must confront the things we fear, people and situations, believing the Spirit of God is within us. By doing the very thing we fear, we tap into a force that directs and protects us, unleashing the power that has brought us this far. When we give in to our fears and avoid taking chances, it is unlikely that we will ever overcome the very things we fear. And the affirmation is, as my sense of power increases, my fear about life decreases. So happy Juneteenth, happy Pride. Let's not live in fear. Happy Freedom Day. Thank you.